Welcome back to Under Oath. I'm attorney Jeff Kaufman. Sitting next to me is my Vietnamese coffee drinking friend.
That is
James John.
You gave me another habit now, man.
Ooh, it's a good one.
It's a great one.
It's a good one.
There's
coffee.
Yes.
And then there's Vietnamese coffee.
I've always wanted to know what legal cocaine would taste like. And that's exactly what it is. Man, I can taste colors.
I'm the cookie monster of Vietnamese coffee.
It is so good. It is good. It's very good.
See, we have a Vietnamese coffee place here. And you know you're drinking real Vietnamese coffee when the guy who serves it barely speaks English.
2 words.
Yep. He looked over me. I remember walking in the first time. I said, what is Vietnamese coffee? And it was right across the street from a Bucks. And I was in Bucks looking at the Vietnamese coffee. I'm going, I wonder what's different in Vietnam in comparison to Colombia. So I crossed the street and I walked in and it was like a deli. Korean, it was a Vietnamese deli plus it had a bunch of things I didn't recognize.
Yes.
And everybody in there looked at me like I shouldn't have been there.
Yeah. The record skipped.
Yeah.
When you walked in. Yeah.
Wait.
This guy.
And I go, can I get some? I like the Vietnamese coffee. And he said to me, he kind of looked at me.
Yeah.
I go, the Vietnamese coffee. Like it is? And I was going, yeah. He goes, no.
I love what he told you.
What do you mean no? He goes, no.
No.
And he went back and brought it back and he did something to it. And he goes, and he kind of nodded. And they have 2 cash registers.
They do.
One charges an extra 1%.
What is that about, by the way?
One is an Apple.
Yes.
And one is like a regular register, like an NCR.
Okay.
And he knows which one's right.
He does.
His wife, she don't care.
She does not.
She makes it clear she's going to use whichever one she wants.
Yes. Yes, she did.
So I've been a bunch of times. And sometimes I get him, sometimes I get her. And she goes, no. And he uses one and she uses the other. Well, why does he use this one? Well, he's wrong.
He's wrong.
He's wrong.
Yeah.
And then I ask him, he goes, I don't care. I charge you the difference.
Yeah, he does not.
He came clean. He's like, I don't care which one I use. I'm going to upcharge you.
I'm going to upcharge you whatever. It's going to be this price no matter what. Yeah.
But yes, they use condensed milk or something like that.
They use a very strong coffee, which is delicious, and they put condensed milk.
They have to knock it out.
Yes.
You know, unlike cocaine, you want them to, put the baby powder in.
You can't have it pure.
Yeah.
You can't have this pure.
And it automatically like, hello.
Yes.
I'm dead. I'm alive. I'm dead. Alive.
I love you. I
love you. I hate you. For those who watch too much TikTok, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, they do. They do.
But yeah, you and I once did a show. We came back from the Vietnamese coffee. We knocked out 4 15-minute shows in 45 minutes.
How did we do that?
We somehow, the space-time continuum did not apply.
It did not.
Okay. AI.
We got to talk about it?
I got to talk about it just for a second. I block everybody who uses AI video.
Because why?
Immediately.
Tell them why.
Because you're lying to me.
Yes.
Not only are you lying to me, you're solely doing it for financial gain.
Yeah.
It's so for more looks and more views, and you did it in 2 seconds. Most of the content you do is half-ass. I chat GPT'd, I went to 4 thing, and boom, and I'm sitting here, and you've now have me questioning everything.
Yes.
So if I have to question you, you're gone.
Yeah.
You're gone.
Yeah. You're lying to me half the time.
The same thing I do with my news services. If you give me a headline which is not real, I block you.
I don't blame you.
I also, if I click a link and in the middle, I get 3 sentences in and it suddenly goes to a commercial or suddenly tries to sell me a VPN.
I'm done.
I block you.
I'm done. Yeah.
So here's how it works. If you block everybody, you'll only get the people who won't do it.
Okay.
And I think we should start doing that because I don't like, there's fake news based on your opinions.
I was going to bring that up. Yeah.
You know, like, for example, if you're Fox or you're MSNBC, you know, you push agendas.
Absolutely.
And you play, you know, fast and loose.
Yes, you do.
With things. But you're not intentionally showing me a fake video.
Correct.
You might cut it up a little weird, but you didn't create, let's say, Clinton saying, yes, I love Epstein.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Or Trump going, I was there hundreds of times. When you do that, you're intentionally trying to deceive me.
It's misinformation.
It's beyond it.
Yeah.
It's an absolute lie. Because it never happened. It's not my interpretation. It's not me taking a word out of context. It's me creating a lie. And if you do that, you have to ask yourself why. And you're going, well, I'm just doing it for money.
Yeah.
It's not my opinion. It's not how I feel.
Financial gain.
Financial gain.
Yeah.
And I think you should be able to be sued over something like that.
Well, I know this is still kind of new, and I was going to ask you about it because you definitely understand how the law works. How is this going to affect people moving forward? Because what I can do now is deep fake everything.
Right.
I can put anybody in any video. How are people's likenesses going to be affected by AI?
It's out. It's Genie.
Really? It's all out right now.
Genie's
it's all,
out of the box.
Got it.
Yeah, Genie's out.
Could I sue if let's say I'm Brad Pitt, somebody puts out a fake sexual video of me and it's not true?
Yes.
I can sue.
Yes.
Gotcha.
But who would you sue?
That's where I'm going.
Now, here's what people are going to do. They're going to attach servers. They're going to have a server farm in Antigua. Or
It'll
some
just bounce
place
everywhere.
That's where it's being stored. Those are the people who make money. It's kind of like the way you used to gamble online. All the computers were out of Antigua and things like that. We're going to have the Wild Wild West, and unless certain states are blocking things, and just so you know, Florida, for example, blocks porn.
They do.
Okay.
Yes.
There is a thing called VPN.
Yeah.
A VPN kind of pretends you're somewhere else online.
Yes, it does.
Now, I have a VPN to keep people from being able to track back my address because it keeps scammers and people from stealing your identity.
They are legal. VPNs are legal.
Yes. And if you're using it for security reasons, that's great. But you can also use it, for example, let's say I have a Disney account.
Yeah.
And I'm in a foreign country. The server will look like I'm online wherever it is. So, for example, let's say I have my cable, I have Compass or Spectrum or something, and it's only good in Florida. I could be in Colombia and use a VPN to pretend I'm in Miami.
That's right.
So yeah, there are going to be a lot of issues that deal with the internet and a lot of shifty things that happen. So when you're dealing with people who are doing deep fakes and everything else, it'll be out of Singapore, it'll be out of Russia. I mean, a lot of the porn sites are out of Russia now.
Yeah.
And you can try to block them, but then they'll pretend they're somewhere else.
Because my question was also this, not only using a celebrity's likeness that is still alive, but what about people who run estates and they're using Michael Jackson now? Yep. They're using Tupac. Like there has to be some kind of...
they're protected.
Yeah, got
it. You can't use somebody's likeness after a certain amount of years. And for example, there were certain law firms who basically just represent dead celebrities. And they sell their likeness and they sue people who use their likeness.
I will tell you, they're known for this because they go after everybody, is the Marvin Gaye estate. Like, remember that big thing that happened with, what's his name? Robin Thicke?
Yeah.
Who used that Blurred Lines was the song. And they took all the royalty for that song.
I mean, I'm not a fan of when people do that because music is so weird. I mean, who's the guy, the redhead British dude? What's his name? Ed Sheeran.
Oh, Ed Sheeran, yeah.
Ed Sheeran got sued 1 billion times. And in court, he's like going, listen, these are the chords.
These are chords. Yeah,
these are chords. And there's just this and this. And there are 1 million songs with the same chords. And how are you going to be perfect?
Yeah.
You can't be.
How many new songs can we really create without using the same progressions?
And AI will create a great songs. But the question is the AI stealing? AI has everything.
Yes, it does.
And it puts it all together and pumps something out. Does AI pay attention to, is this too close to something else?
No.
No. I mean, I guess you could create new filters that'll do that. For example, you could tell AI created a report. Like kids are doing their reports through AI. And then they go, well, to beat the filters that get this, we now have another AI that'll take this report and clean it up so it won't be detectable on this one. Yeah,
that's a problem. I'm sure there's kids using that. Yeah.
Here's the deal. There's some things that are dead. Do you know one of the things that's dead? The report. Do a 10-page report. It's dead.
Yeah.
It's dead. Like cursive. There are certain things we don't do anymore because it's pointless.
Yeah.
And the idea of saying, create a 10-page report when a computer does it for you.
That's right.
Write a story. Computer does it for you.
Yeah.
Oh, you could be a great storyteller. You don't need to go to school to be a storyteller. Take a class. I went to a thing called 2-day film school.
2 days?
2 days.
Learn how to make a film.
I sat in a basement. And this guy explained it to me. for 2 days.
Was his mom in the top floor?
Oh, he worked. It was in a basement in New York City.
Oh, perfect.
And I flew in with Dave, my guy at the time, and we were watching this. And for 2 days, he explained the money, explained everything, explained the shots, 3 camera setups, all the stuff. You could take a class, in any class, and most of them, you could teach it in a week, but they have to drag it out to 3 months.
Correct.
Like, for example, I've taken the bar in a bunch of different states. All right, that's law school. All right, I can study for a bar in less than 6 months and pass it.
Really?
So they're teaching me. They're going, well, you learned that in law school. No, I didn't. No, I had to take the class and learn how to take this test, and it broke the law down to you. What I learned in law school, I don't even carry with me right now.
Damn.
It just gave me the paper so I can get a license.
Gotcha.
Technically, law school is a huge waste of time. You could learn the law in 6 months.
The basis of the show Suits was he never went to law school, but he learned the law. Yeah.
Now, people are going to go, that's Jeff, that's ridiculous. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's really not. As somebody who's taken the bar in so many different states, what law school does is change the way you think about things.
Okay.
It teaches you one thing. Everything has requirements, and you have to fit it into those requirements. All right, well, I just explained that to you. For example, a battery is a harmful and offensive touching without permission.
Yes.
That's the requirement. Okay. So if I take this coffee and I throw it at you, yes.
That's battery.
You didn't give me permission.
Yeah, I did not.
Okay. Now, is it a misdemeanor or a felony? It depends on how hard I threw it. If it knocked your tooth out, that would be a felony.
Got it.
That'd be aggravating. So everything has its rules. Now, you have to fit it into a certain amount of rules.
That makes sense.
Now, could I take a class to learn that? Do I have to take a civil class for 6 months to learn how to do something? No. I probably can learn it in less than 30 days.
Gotcha.
So if everything I need to do could be taught, like criminal, they teach criminal over a 3-month period. There's criminal 1 and 2.
Okay.
It's a 3-4 month period. You can learn criminal law in less than, I'd say, 2 weeks.
Really?
Crash course.
And be done.
Yeah. And every state is different anyway. So if you're going to law school in Florida and you're learning, that's their criminal. And that could be the most generic form. It could be different than Georgia because the laws are different.
And that's how it works when you get these different bar.
Little differences.
Yeah. In each state, it's all different. You have to learn those differences and then retain that and use that when you go to court there.
Little Law School 101. They have a term called constructive possession.
Okay.
It means, let's say there's cocaine under my seat in the car.
That was personal between us.
Okay, I know.
All right.
You shouldn't do that. Just let me go.
Booger sugar.
So you would have been off.
Got it.
Okay. You have cocaine.
Yes.
Under your seat in your car. Police pull you over. They find the cocaine. They ask you if it's your cocaine. I said, I don't know where that came from.
Okay.
The police in Florida have to prove that I knew it was there.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
If I just deny it, and I go, I don't know I don't know where this came from.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one who has access to this car. My mother drives it. My brother drives it. I've had my friends drive it. I didn't know. That's constructive possession. They have to show that I knew. In North Carolina,
okay,
I have to show that I didn't know.
It's onus is on me.
Yes. I have to prove that I didn't know it was there.
Gotcha.
Instead of the police having to prove I knew it was there. So those are the little differences in laws. Also age differences on SA crimes and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
There's some differences that based on morality, based on how they feel, based on the case law of that state that you're kept to. So yeah, laws go up and down, but law school, it might help you commit to being a better lawyer because you know what it took to get there. And I think that's what college is. College is a commitment.
It is.
And it allows you to see if you can follow through with something.
And it's a commitment because once you're done, you got to pay all those loans back.
Yeah.
So you're committed.
Well, I waited tables for 3 years.
God bless.
My GPA wasn't great, but I didn't owe any money. Welcome back to Under Oath. Attorney Jeff Kaufman. Sitting next to me is my partner, Craig Lind. Okay. All right. Here.
On to our topic. Do we have a topic or we just BSing?
we got one, and I don't like it. I don't like it because it puts us in a difficult position because we used to do criminal defense a long time ago. We started our careers off. And every attorney should start his career off.
We met each other at the public defender's office.
Every attorney should start off their career doing either the prosecutor's office or the public defender's office.
Could not agree more.
Because they can get great experience. You know what it's like to try loser cases. They're painful. So that the time when you finally have a good case, you fight with everything you have.
Do you remember when we first left the public defender's office and we had clients and we looked at each other, this is amazing. We had actual defenses.
Yeah.
How many trials did we do where our guy's on video doing the thing that we're trying to get him off from doing?
This is the perfect example. The mother comes to me. We were representing kids at the time, juveniles. The mother says to me, "My son didn't do it. Check the video." Well, we have the video. Well, the video, they screw with that all the time. Talk to his friend. Well, his friend wrote this statement up and says he did it. Well, my son said, well, your son actually wrote a statement saying he did it. Well, they coerced him to do it. Actually, his father was there at the time he was writing the statement. His father's a loser. Those would be the kind of cases we would get. Sometimes we won them and sometimes we lost them. Now we're dealing with something else. Right now in our country, the big argument is that a lot of repeat offenders are committing heinous crimes. I mean, really heinous murders, essays, things like that. And the issue is, should we be tougher on crime earlier on? And you and I know there's a problem with that. Earlier on, they take these pleas. The worst part about our legal system, and here it is, it's not racism. What it is poverty. When you want to get out of jail and you can't afford bail. And the judge says well, you can plead now and I'll just let you go. So you eat that big felony. And knowing that the next time you get arrested, that's on your record and those points will automatically crush you.
They're sentencing enhancers. The more of those you have, the more whatever crime you eventually go to trial over or that is actually serious that they want to put you away for it. All of those other things that didn't seem like a big deal at the time, they all add up to an extra 4, 5, 8, 9 years.
Now, jail sucks, okay? If you're out there going, jail, they earned it. Okay, everyone's screwed up. I can promise you 50% of this country has driven under the influence. And 95% of you didn't get caught. Every time I'm in the car and I want to get mad and honk at somebody, I go, I've done that. We live in a world where we're better than now. Everything, I was, these people, it's always these people. I can guarantee one felony you committed in your lifetime that you got away with.
One?
Okay.
Hundreds.
Well, let's
all statute of limitations is run on all of them.
Let's relax, Jesse James. I'm talking about, average people. What I'm saying is this, is that in the beginning, everyone eats these crimes. And they're painful. I see people go, what did you plead to? Well, I pled to like 5 felonies, but the judge, he let me out that day. Of course he let you out that day. And the prosecutor who was working that case had no problem with letting him out because he knew the next time you got pulled over, you were screwed. Now, the flip side of that, we know what the flip side is. There are certain states that have no bail. You commit a crime and they release you almost immediately, no matter how heinous your crime is. And I'm not talking about murder, but I'm talking about hitting somebody with a baseball bat.
So it's a problem that they have no bail because they get out right away. And it's a problem that they have the option to plead because then they get out right away.
Yeah.
And they're not really learning any lesson. They're just getting out of jail. Oh, I just have to say this thing and I'm out of jail tomorrow? Great, I'll say it. What do you want me to say?
So is there an answer? Are you going to rely on social norms to determine what punishment should be?
Yeah. You have to.
Miami. We know in Miami, they let these people go in cases that we had in Orlando that were like, they go, oh, Lord, I'm so offended. In Miami, take a class. 300 miles determined whether the punishment was better or worse.
Same state. Yeah.
And it feels hokey. It feels like we should be more on a
and
national
is that because
level.
The prosecutors have too much discretion? I think that's the problem. The prosecutors actually have too much discretion. They shouldn't have as much as they do.
You mean minimums like DUIs?
No, you're talking about a judge's sentencing guidelines. I'm talking about prosecutors declining to pursue cases because, this one's too tough.
Too many.
Or, I've got too many cases on my plate.
Too many.
That's a problem. Your prosecutor has so many cases that they're trying to work through that they're letting off pretty big felonies. They're letting those guys go with slaps on the wrists because they just can't get to all of the trials. And they're concentrating on the most heinous.
When I worked at the prosecutor's office in Miami, I had 200 cases in the morning and 200 in the afternoon. When I was working in Volusia County, maybe a quarter of those cases. There's no way you could pay attention to that many cases. The system is too bloated. So what do? Does it just become fast food where you have secondary courts that handle all the minuscule stuff, anything misdemeanor and below? And just, I know we already have the county courts, but I mean like super little
Super
courts.
county.
Yeah, you have like DUI courts. That's all they do is DUIs. I mean, sometimes they do that with traffic, but we need a better system to be able to deal with this. And it's painful when you see somebody who's been committed 50 crimes commit something really heinous. And they're going, how did he get out? I don't know if there's an answer for it.
They got out because the prosecutor that could have prosecuted them last year or the year before, and if they had done a good job prosecuting, they'd have been in prison for about 10, 15 years. That guy couldn't get to him. There was somebody else way worse on that docket, on that trial calendar, that the prosecutor had to spend his time prosecuting. No prosecutor can prosecute to the fullest extent all of the cases that they have. It can't be done.
Here's the answer, and it's really clear. And I think it's very simple. You're being lied to. Don't let the one case go, oh, that person was awful for letting him out. They didn't have a choice. They didn't have the money to be able to put him in prison or jail, wherever he should have been. They didn't have the money to get enough prosecutors to work the case. They didn't have enough money to build bigger courts to deal with it. They didn't have enough money to have the police officers enforce the law.
Yeah,
they don't have enough money to put cameras on the streets. We don't have the money to take care of the problem, but immediately we want to point fingers when something goes wrong. And the fact is, it's all money. Money will solve this issue. If we had it, we'd have a lot more peace on the streets.
Well, what do other countries do?
Kill them?
Yeah.
Venezuela, you want to have Venezuela justice?
Other countries, there's many Asian countries where the smallest crime will result in severe punishment. There's some Asian countries, they don't lock the stores at night. They have cameras, but they don't even lock the door.
And you know what they also don't have? Freedom. Yeah, this is great, these Asian countries. There's no crime, but if you say something, they can shoot you. No. England is worse
too. It's a little bit more nuanced than that, Jeff.
It's not a little more nuanced. They take you away. The secret police show up to your house and pull you.
You're talking about criminal and enforcement of laws versus whether you can say something and be free and run a business and associate with who you want to. There's an ocean of details between those two things.
There's a cost to freedom. We know that. Our country, we are I don't care what you say. Here's the deal. We are the best country in the world, hands down. Our legal system is better than anyone's out there. And don't tell me about England, because if you're from England, you know. If you're from Canada, oh, we have the best, you know. The reality is this, is that we get the cost of freedom means that we're willing to allow somebody more leeway than we should. And that's just what it is. We've done everything. There isn't an area law we haven't practiced outside of maritime. I don't think we did a little. We don't want to do it. You don't want to mess around with boats.
We did enough to know that we didn't want to do it.
We don't do tax either.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've handled every area law, and we're so fortunate. This country, we're so grateful to what we have. And this isn't, oh, go Trump, go Biden. No, we know the system we have, and it's fantastic. People actually get to fight, even when they're wrong. They have an opportunity to defend themselves. And that doesn't exist in most countries. And there's a cost to that. The Bill of Rights lays it out for us. You can say what you want to say, but don't say too much. Don't cause any harm. Don't do this. You can bear arms, but there's regulation. We do have all these different things that does make our system and allows for bad people to sneak through the system, but rather than having good people get put into it.
So your position is the cost of doing business. If you want the freedoms you have to tolerate the fact that once in a while, bad guys, really bad guys,
are going off the rails.
Get out and do really bad stuff.
Yes. And if you don't like it,
I think most, if you don't like the thing, I think most Americans agree with that. Yeah, I'm willing to tolerate that.
Until, for example,
willing to tolerate it.
You got a guy who kills 6 people.
Right.
And everyone's going, well, 6 people, that's ridiculous. 6 people are killed in automobile accidents in your average major metropolitan in a single day. But we're not going, oh, well, no more cars.
There's a utility analysis in there too. I don't have to let that guy walk around the street. I do have to let people drive to work.
But I also can't afford to pay the $60,000 to put him in prison every year. Who's going to pay that bill? That's the whole point of it.
Maybe we should just should we just kill prisoners? Is that what you?
No.
Are you advocating killing prisoners?
No.
It'd be a lot cheaper.
No, it sounds like what you're talking is, what was that movie called? Escape from New York.
We get
where we move them all the convicts in
like
New York.
Australia used to be. That's
A penal colony.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. We'll just wall off New York. We'll shove all of the criminal. I mean, they already have.
What
so
about
many
Broadway?
There.
I like
right?
those shows.
I mean,
I just saw
can
Ray Romano. He
broadcast.
was excellent.
Well, take the people who have Broadway. Say, hey, listen, we're going to put this giant wall around the city.
But we're excluding Broadway.
You got 3 months to get out. You need to move Broadway to, I don't know, Tennessee.
The good old days. And this was the good old days. If you screwed up and they thought you had a chance.
Oh, I remember a judge telling us a story.
You got to go to the military. They go, well, sign up for the Army.
There was a recruiter in the back of the courtroom. All right, I'm either going to dismiss your charge because you are now a member of the United States Army, or I'm going to sentence you. What would you like to do? The Army option looks pretty good right now, Judge.
I like the idea of when you're younger, 17, 18 years old, and you're entering the system, and the judge gives you the military option. I think the military does solve a bunch of issues because they force you to be under a different rule.
Used to be able to solve a bunch of issues. Now they can't. Now you have too many rights when you go in.
What rights?
Not when you were in.
I don't know. I think
if
that's
you
changing.
went in today, you would have all kinds
changing.
of rights.
I think a lot of that's changing. I think the new regime has come in and said, no, the military, let's not screw with the military. And anybody who knows anything about the military, anybody, now you might be mad at what I'm saying right now. Military, you cannot screw with the military. You know why? Because in the military, you don't get to make choices. They say, hey, listen, you need to run over and take that hill right over there. And there's a good chance you're going to die. Go. You don't get to go, I'm not feeling it. I really, I'd like to take a personal day. Mentally, I'm not up to it. There's no issues. You follow orders. And they're going to go, well, there are a lot of illegal orders. Shut up. If you've never served a day in the military, you realize the illegal orders don't really happen. 1 out of a million. Most of the time, it's like, hey, clean this. I don't feel like it. There's nothing illegal about telling you to clean a tank. So when it comes to the military, stay the hell off and away from the Army or the Navy, the Marines, the Air Force, the Space Force, whatever we've got now. Because you know why? These are people who have to do their job and they're not allowed sick days because bullets do not discriminate. Today we have actor William Stanford Davis. William, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm good. We talked right before they renewed season 5 about a year and a half ago.
I remember.
Woo! How much do you sweat during those times when you're going, okay, I'm good for another year, but because it's January, February, March, this is about the time they start letting you know.
Right.
So
yeah, we you want to hear those words, you've been picked up, but we assume that we have because we haven't heard anything other than that, but what they say about assuming, but the show's been such a hit and everyone loves it. I'm hoping that we're back for another season. Yeah.
It's such a great show. And what I love best about actors like you is you come into a show, they say, okay, we need you for a couple scenes, it's a small thing. And then they go, uh-oh, he's good. We want to keep him.
Oh man, that the most incredible feeling, first of all, when I heard that they were making me a series regular, I came home and told my wife, and I do this joke about it. I said, I cried, she cried, my dog cried. and it was so loud, we thought the neighbors were going to call the police. When I was put to go from a very small role in a pilot, and 7 episodes later, they tell you they'd like you to become a series regular. What an honor, first of all. But it's a testament to putting a lot of work into your career. And that's why I encourage a lot of young actors, don't give up. Sooner or later, it may not happen, as Cheryl would say, your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, but it will happen if you just keep putting in the work.
That's a tough thing. I mean, you started off doing country radio, you were a lead singer on a band, and then you're going, my biggest fame now is at this age, and a lot of people are going in the other direction, and you're starting to fly, man. I love that.
Yeah, I'm just getting started.
Now, the weird thing is, when actors, a lot of people don't realize when you get your free time, when you're, the series, you're at hiatus and everything else like that, how important is it for you to either go on vacation or you go, no, I got to shoot a movie? Like you're doing a new movie called The Undercard.
We've finished Undercard, and like you said, it's we did it on hiatus when I was on hiatus. And as an actor, you want to continue working. I get a little antsy when there's nothing going on. My wife said I'm hard to deal with when there's nothing to do. But you want to work. Of course, you want to take a vacation also, and we've had some opportunities to do that over the last couple of years. But man, it's nothing like working. That's what I love to do. I love being on the set. I love working with actors, especially actors who have way more experience than I have, because I'm always learning. And I like working with younger actors too, because I try to share with them what I've learned from the actors who have more experience than me.
Now, you get asked to do this movie. Do you have to audition, or did they just call you up and say, hey, listen, I mean, I don't know. I know Wanda Sykes is producing in it. How does this come about?
I got a call saying that they'd like to see me for the film, and I went in for it. And you give it your all, and next thing you know, you're in Puerto Rico, and it was like I said, it's like a paid vacation, I enjoyed every minute of it. But yeah, you audition, and it takes a day or so. Same way with Abbott, man. During Abbott, we auditioned online like I'm doing now here with you. You never saw anyone until they told you you got the job and you showed up because of COVID at the time. But, you go in, you give it your all, and you just kind of sit and wait. My wife is my manager. She gets a little tired of me because every time the phone rings, I'm saying, "Was that them? Was that them?" And so, but yeah, that's it. You just go in, and I try to teach young actors also to leave it there. Go in, do the work, do the best that you can, and leave it there, and go play golf or something.
Since we talked, I became, I moved up the comedy ranks. I'm suddenly headlining places, and I realized how important it is to give people those guest spots, to give people those opportunities to grow. And the hardest thing I find out is they ask me how I did. And do you tell them? Do you not tell them? I mean, half the time I go, well, I like this, but some of them do not take constructive criticism well.
It's a tough thing, especially with stand-up, because it's you on stage. You don't have a band or anyone to blame a sour note on or whatever. It's you and the audience. And of course, we're very fragile. We'd like to know how we did, and we want to hear good. I don't even want to call it criticism, but I think that if someone is truthful, you can learn from that. Yeah. It's a tough gig. Stand up is almost like boxing, man. Except in the ring, you with somebody telling you all the time with each punch, you're not good enough. You're not good enough. You didn't land that joke,
Yeah.
No, I think that, there's nothing like stage time. And the more of that you get, the better comic or the better actor that you become. And I don't worry about what other people think.
Now, I do this selfish question. I ask this all the time, and I ask it for my daughter, not myself. She's getting a theater degree right now. And I always ask people in your position, I said, what do you think the most important thing that got you where you are now?
Stick-to-itiveness, never giving up. And that's whatever your career goal is. If you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, if you want to be, a football player, whatever your passion is. As I said, I stole this from Duke Ellington. Rule number 1: don't quit. Rule number 2: don't forget. Rule number 1. And that's just the way you have to do it. There shouldn't. And I discourage a plan B. If you got something to fall back on, you're going to always have that cushion to fall back on it. And instead of really having that drive, this is all I can do. This is all I want to do. I'm not quitting. I'm not going to give up. And I think that most successful artists, most successful people, whatever their endeavor was, whatever line of work they're in, I think that has been probably their goal, their motto, I should say. don't quit.
As an actor, I know how tough it is for people to go, well, at this stage of my life, I want to get this, I want to do this kind of project or that kind of project. Right. I mean, to be on the stage for you in comparison to being in a movie, I mean, when you get those two options, do you have to go, well, let me see which one's which? Or do you go, oh, it's tough?
Yeah, I think that, man, stand-up is tough. Yeah. But I love doing theater. Even though theater, there's this old saying, film makes you famous, TV makes you rich, but theater makes you good. I don't know about the rich part, but, theater makes you good. And I love being on stage, whether I'm doing stand-up or whether I'm doing a play. I just love doing the work. And I think that's what you have to do once again, whatever your endeavor is, just do the work and stay out of the results.
Now, you had mentioned your wife is your manager.
Yes.
And I try to tell people all the time, you can't succeed if your partner is not in the boat with you.
Right.
And what do you think the biggest thing she does for you outside of keep you in line? But
she's good at keep me in line. I mean, she takes care of me. She takes care of my life. She takes care of the things. She takes care of all the things that most actors worry about. She handles those things. And she's my partner. She's my best friend. And like partners and best friends, sometimes we don't agree on everything. We didn't agree on how to hook this up this morning, so I can talk to you. But, she's good at what she does. She looks out for me. I'm her number one priority over all of her other clients. I know she tells them that they're her number one priority. But, she really handles my life and makes things a lot easier for me.
You had mentioned that, and I love the concept of disagreement, because that's normally the death of all relationships, is how people handle disagreement. You mentioned that before. Let's say a part comes up and you go, I want to do it. And she goes, I wouldn't recommend this. I mean, is it something you talk out, or or do you go, you know what, I'm going to rely on you?
It's something that you talk out. I mean, usually if she says, I don't think you should do it, she'll give me a lot of solid reasons why I shouldn't do it. This is not going to, everything from compensation to what it may do. It may take a hit on your career. She thoroughly investigates the project, who's attached to it, and how we're going to go from here, how we're going to take our next step. And usually I have to say she's right. She'd love to hear that.
She's sitting back. She's sitting listening to this interview going.
She's in the back with the door open listening, But usually she's on it, man. She investigates every angle and aspect of it, and she gives me good advice. I've done things sometimes not taking her advice, and sometimes it'll turn out okay, just okay. But usually if I follow her advice, it has turned out to be pretty successful for me.
Hollywood, a lot of people talk about how tough that journey is. And you talk about keeping at it and everything else like that. And I'm sure there were those moments where you're going, God, I can't do this anymore. You go to an audition, the 50th audition or the 50th callback, and you don't get that part. And then you got to watch somebody else do it. How much that just, I don't know what that's like. That just must be like going, God, that's.
What do they call it in Japan? Hurry-curry? Yeah, it's so competitive. And that's part of the adrenaline rush too, but you want to get the job. That's why you go on the audition, or that's why, as an actor, you want to work, and I shouldn't say it's difficult, because everyone knows it's difficult. There've been those days when I couldn't make my car payment, or all I had was a cup of noodles in the
ramen noodles,
ramen noodles in the cabinet, And back to your original question, they've been on every day. Every day I've said, do you really want to do this? And the answer's always been yes. There've been days when I considered, walking away, and I know I'm not. It's like I got a Jones for this. So it comes up a lot. And any actor who says it hasn't, I don't think they're telling the truth. It's challenging, but those that we see that have been successful, they've stood up, to the challenge. They've stood the test of time of their career,
I get to meet a lot of great actors like yourself, and I get to talk to so many people, and I get such a great perspective, and the education I get from you is amazing. Now, there's an old line, be careful about meeting your heroes and the people you love. What was that moment where you're going, I cannot believe I'm in the room with this person?
Wow. Believe it or not, it wasn't even when I was an actor. As an actor, I should say, I drove City Portier when I was a limousine driver. And I couldn't believe that I was in the car with this man. This is someone who, I just idolized and still do, but may he rest in peace. But that moment, I couldn't believe it. It was back when they still had flip phones. When I'm driving and I open the flip phone, I try to lean in and call my mother without him because he's reading the paper and tell her, I'm driving City Portier, and he's like, driver, please put the phone down, and, just amazing, man. I was in awe,
Wow. That's, now fame allows us to do a lot of cool things sometimes. It puts us in positions, it allows us to visit things. And this is a generic question I ask. What is the coolest opportunity you have gotten through fame, whether go to the White House or something like that?
That's a great question too. The coolest thing, man. Wow. I think the first time I went to the Emmys, I couldn't believe all the people that I was in the room with, or even the Golden Globes. I couldn't believe, oh my God, there's Robert De Niro, there's this person, there's that person, there's Eddie Murphy, that moment, it really kind of, you're impressed and you're just kind of nervous and am I really here? Am I really here? And then it goes back to, man, everything that you've done for the last, I won't tell you how many years, put you here. You deserve to be here. Take it all in and enjoy every minute of it.
It's an amazing thing to be able to, reflect on and go, I'm in this room. I got asked by George Wallace to open for him a couple of weeks ago. And that experience of learning, that learning experience and watching his process and everything else like that was such a gift to me because, you don't get those opportunities very often. And I mean, I'm sure you've done shows and everything else where you go, ooh, that's good. I like what he did.
Right. Yeah. There used to be a club in Vegas a long time ago that Rodney Dangerfield had. I don't know if you worked there years ago. I forget the old hotel's name. It's gone now. And to see him and to watch him work, that was one of those moments too, to watch him just, wow, this guy. I'm talking almost 30 years ago now. But, in this business, man, you're always there. There are people that want to come and do our show. They want to do Abbott, and I'm so amazed and surprised that they want to come and do our little show. But it's an honor also. And I walk in the room and someone's there. You're like, oh my God, it happens a lot, and I'm always I'm starstruck. I'm starstruck.
Now, the journey from where you started to where you're at now, it's so weird because you go, oh God, I don't even remember that I would think I was a security guard, and now I'm here. Does it ever come back to you and you go, wow, it's been a long journey?
Yes, of course, every day, because I played security guards. Also, I played janitors. One of my first gigs, and people talk about it a lot, is being a janitor on The Bold and the Beautiful. And we're talking 30 years ago, close to 30 years anyway. And once again, it's a tribute to not quitting and really sticking with it. Security guard, man, wow. That takes, I was a security guard in a couple of gigs, and I was like, wow, I didn't get paid on that security guard job when I was guarding the ocean like I'm getting paid now, and that's the joke part of it. It's just an attest to the work, man, just not giving up, not quitting, really sticking to it because I shouldn't want to be that security guard guarding the ocean out in Marina Del Rey, you know.
I'm going to ask you the last question. I'm going to do it for other people, not myself.
Sure.
That audition process, before, as you're waiting to go into that room, you know, what is your main focus?
It's to put all the noise out of my head, not think about the other guys who are chit-chatting with each other. I try to find me a space to get centered and to get all the noise out. I know I've done the work, putting the work in, and just go in now and believe in myself and stay out of my way. That's the last thing. I don't know if you want to call it a prayer or a mantra. I say, take Stan out of the picture. People call me Stan. Take me out of the picture and let me be there for the character. Let the character come through. Let me share this character with everyone. And that's the way I try to do it. It's tough sometimes because there is especially in the audition process, they call it going in the audition room. The other thing, and this is just an actor thing, I never treat it like a room. I treat it like when I go in to see the casting director, I try to treat it like the actual place where this particular moment in time is taking place. And if I can do that, half the battle is won. I've got my feet planted at this cold bus stop in Chicago or wherever it takes place. And before that, I just try to block out all the noise.
Well, I appreciate that. And hopefully, since this is our second interview, I can call you Stan, which that'd be cool. And keep doing what you're doing, man. You inspire so many people, and I look forward to talking to you again.
Thank you so much. I look forward to it, too.
Well, that wraps up today's show. I'm attorney Jeff Kaufman. Thanks for joining us. Special thanks to my two co-hosts, my good friend, professional comedian James John, and my law partner, Craig Lind. This show is sponsored by Kaufman Lind. If you or someone you know has been in an accident, contact us at 407-500-JEFF or 407-500-5333 for a free consultation, or visit us at whenyouneedus.com.